Hello and good morning from Kupuru. Here we are back again with Final Fantasy XIV. Now, last time when we left off, we had just defeated another one of the story quest bosses. I'm sorry. And so we went ahead and did finish up with that story quest, and that unlocked us for the inn rooms for the Adventurers Guilds. Now, the one we're in right now is the one in Ul'dah at the Adventurers Guild there. As you can see, all the inn rooms pretty much have the same stuff in them, only the appearances are going to be different. So, and I apologize if it sounds like I'm talking a little bit louder. I'm using a different headset this time, and I can barely hear myself, so we shall see. Alright, real quick, I'm just going to give you a quick lowdown of how everything is before we continue on. And you can store certain items in there. For example, I can store the Helm of Light in there, as well as there's other things that you can store inside of it as well. Although be forewarned, if I remember correctly, it has to be 100% bound to you. So, toy chest. That has mini games apparently that I have not unlocked. This crystal bell here that looks like a barbershop, that comes into play later. There's a quest for that. And the summoning bell has a quest for it as well, so we can't do those just yet. So we're going to go ahead and head on out and see what mischief we can get into today. Alrighty. Let's see. We still are not able to pick up the next story quest from Momodi. So we are going to have to pick up other quests instead. And it looks here that this guy has one. Stay a moment, lass. I've an errand for you. I lent some gil to a friend to cover what he owed a drinking hole of ill repute. Now this friend, Botolf is his name, feels worse in the borrowing than I do in the lending. I tell him he can take as many turns as he likes to pay me back, but with my eyes being what they are and him dodging me at every turn. Will you convey my message to him? He won't run from an unfamiliar face. I imagine just get him to understand all's right between us, eh? So we need to go and speak to this guy who's right over here. Wow, they couldn't just, walk to each other? That's sad. How am I going to get clear? I feel like a man rushing about with a leaking sieve. Sieve, whatever. Trying to fill fancy goblets. Seems to be on edge. Okay. So, let us try this again. I had to make a few adjustments to my system here. Let us try this again. It should work? Why is it not working? Oh my gosh! Could it have something to do with servers having gone down? Oh, now it works. Oh jeez, that was silly. Well met indeed, adventure. Making good gil these... Oi, you were just speaking with Miminaru, weren't you? Oh no. Whatever edge Botolf was on, he appears to be getting over it. So now we have to... Oh my goodness. There's a lot of tutorial stuff. I'm sorry. Apparently we weren't done with it. Hi, hello to you too. Right, you were just a working lass trying to get home to your supper. Same as me. Wouldn't be right to saddle you with my woes. Really? All of that? Just whatever. Will you do something for me? Tell Miminaru I am as sorry as can be, but swear to the 12 I don't have his gil. He must be needing it back bad or he'd not hire a debt collector, but ask him to wait a while longer. Oh. There's been a misunderstanding here. So now I have to tell him that you misunderstand. Great. I can't stand how much typing there is in this crap. What do you mean? You are not collecting on the debt? Miminaru, he said that? Take as long as I need. I'm saved! Now that's a friend. He even hired an adventurer so as to set my mind at ease. Miminaru's a pal in 1,000. And It was no small thing for you to get all that through my thick skull. Thank you kindly. I'll find Memenaro myself and thank him too. Alright, so now we have one more thing to do with this. If I can type correctly. And farewell to you too. Now hold on a moment. Can you spot me some gill? I near choked when I mistook you for a collector, and now I'm powerfully thirsty. And there's water free for drinking from the well. Last, I think I just had myself an epiphany. If I can't afford it, I want it. And that gets me into a hole. No more of that. No more. Take a potion. Oh, we get both. So, let's see. Alright, so that was the end of that quest, and now we're just going to pick up this guy's quest and continue on and hopefully hit level 10. Alright. Pray let me catch my breath. I'm not doing all of this panting stuff. I went all the way to Scorpion Crossing for a package, but only just now realized I've returned with the wrong one. The way back is so far. I can't. I simply can't. Would you make the trip back in my stead? I'm sure some poor soul at Scorpion Crossing is missing this package. I haven't the breath left to tell you the way. Go and see. Mimishu? Yeah, Mimishu. So now we get to run around all the way out here again. Great. Alrighty. Scorpion Crossing. The way couldn't be simpler. Pass through this gate and head west until you come upon it. Delivering a package, are you? In that case, you'll want to speak to Oswell when you arrive. So out we go. Now we've been out this way before for the level 5 Pugilist quest. So it's not that we don't know the way, but the quest wants us to go through all these steps, so we're just following what the quest wants us to do, unfortunately. Okay. It's gone. I just know it. Gods, as if I hadn't enough problems already. You took the wrong package. Botolf, you bloody oaf. The Horizon package. You're a 12 send. You've spared me quite a headache, friend. Thank you. If only there weren't so many other misplaced shipments plaguing me these days. We don't need any of those. And since we're out here, we're just gonna keep picking up quests. You've time to spare, don't you? Make yourself useful and help me find my missing crates. The manifest clearly states that these crates bound for the East Aldenard Trading Company were included in the last shipment from Vesper Bay, but I can't seem to find the bloody things. They ought to be around here somewhere, but I can't waste any more time looking. If you find the crates, bring them to me. One of them. I'm trying to remember where all the crates are located at, because I don't quite remember. I have done this one before, I just don't remember where all the crates are at. Alrighty. Did you find my crates? Nope, we totally didn't. Great job, friend. These will make the next wagon thanks to you. The shipments never stop coming, day in and day out. Just keeping track of everything is enough to give me migraines. Business is good, true. But what use is money if you haven't the time to spend it? I haven't downed a pint with my friends in weeks. Give me just a moment here. I'm gonna repair my gear. It's very important to repair your gear often, even if it doesn't cost you a whole lot, and even if it's not that broke, because you never know, you might stumble across something. Okay, we're gonna pick up from her. She has 2 quests. One is called Ticked Off, the other is Where the Heart Is, which opens up the housing district for Ul'dah. We're gonna go ahead and do that one, so it's already open. Have you heard the news about the goblet? All that quality land, so desperately coveted, is to be auctioned off to bidders, regardless of their origins. Even adventurers have the right to participate. Just imagine, the entire area could end up owned by wealthy foreign Ah, beg your pardon, miss. It isn't that I dislike adventures, far from it. But when you consider that Uda is still struggling to accommodate countless fugitives, the idea that this land is being sold for profit is not surprising whatsoever, come to think of it. Still, the least they could do is give preferential treatment to hard-working Uldans like me. I've been saving for years, just waiting for an opportunity like this to come along. Say, you wouldn't happen to be curious as well, would you? About the goblet. My hands are full here, but if you have a moment to head that way and look into this auction business on my behalf, I'd be ever so grateful. There's bound to be an immortal flames representative by the gates or in the goblet, who can explain what's going on. This wouldn't happen without General Raban's approval. Of that much I'm sure. Okay, so we're just gonna run over here and do this, and it's a pretty simple quest. It just introduces you to the housing areas. Each city-state has their own, so there's one for here, there's one for Gordania, and there's one for Limsa Lominsa. And each of them are named differently as well, and we'll cover those once we get to those quests in those areas. Heard about the auctions, have you? You're not the first to approach me this day. Aye, 'tis true. In an effort to encourage immigration to our great nation, all lands within the goblet are to be set aside for adventurers like yourself. Tragic, some might say, that only adventurers will be permitted to settle within its ward. But such decisions were made by men wiser than I. A beautiful place, the goblet, a man-made oasis built atop a towering butte. Ah, but why bother explaining when you can see it for yourself? Just head through these gates and follow the road. If you wish to know more about the goblet, speak with the recruit station just past the entrance. He'll be happy to assist you. So, to continue on with this quest, we have to go inside. So, here we go. Okay, real quick, this is just pretty much what this is. This is letting you select which ward you want to go to. As you can see, there's a lot. The red named ones mean that this individual has a house that's locked. Nobody else can enter it. The green ones are open. So, we're just going to select the first one, and because I don't know anybody in any of the wards for this area. So that was the small little entry video for the goblet. So we're just going to talk to this guy. Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the goblet. Beg your pardon, an Uldan woman asked you to learn more about the auctions. Oh dear, as you may have heard, these plots are reserved exclusively for adventurers. Since your friend is an Uldan citizen, she is ineligible to participate. Should you yourself have a mind to purchase a plot, pray speak with the resident caretaker. He can guide you through the process. And that's it. Now we just have to run back. I think it's over here. We just run back out and leave the residential district, and we go and turn it in. Okay. Now, I might sometimes have some slight issues with the server in the game in general. They had the game go down for a little bit earlier today. I'm sure they fixed the problem already, but just in case. Alright. You've returned. Tell me, what have you learned of the auctions? What do you mean it's reserved exclusively for adventurers? I mean, sure, times are tough, and every nation is scrambling to attract formidable fighters. But what about my needs? What about my 40 acres and a chocobo? It's just not fair. And now we can teleport to the residential district, so if I'm in Ulda, we can actually use the teleportations there to go to the residential district. So, what level quest are you? Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and put this on hold for a moment while I try to find some quests that we can actually go and do that are, you know, our level and not real low. Hang on. Alrighty. So it looks like we do have some quests that are further down south that we're gonna go do. So we're gonna go all the way over to this area here, and they're level 7 quests, but they're high enough, so we're just gonna go run down there and do them real fast. It's a bit of a long ways to run. Oh, this is another fate. We're gonna do this fate here. Looks like we got about 14 minutes for this fate, so we're just gonna sit here and do this fate for a little bit and see how many experience points it gets us. Alright, so that did give us a pretty good amount of experience. So now we're just gonna run into this little area and pick up our next set of quests. Or the next quest, I should say. Hey there, friend. I have a sure way into some easy gill if you're interested. It won't even require you to break a sweat. Well, not much of one. All you need to do is slay enough rusty koblins to gather 4 bottles of koblin grease, and then deliver them to a hire by the name of Adelard at the hammers. Once he has the grease, he can use it to keep the hammers running. It couldn't be more simple. I'm surrounded by fools here. They detest the hammers and the new way of life they symbolize. They care only for the successes of the past, but it blinds them to the opportunities of the present. Change isn't coming, friend. It's already here. I call the Silver Bazaar home for now, but I have no lingering affection for the place. I go wherever there is gil to be gotten. So pretty much we're going to go out here, kill these things, and take them to somebody else, only to have to run all the way back down here, because I have done this quest before. So we're just going to go up here, kill some of the koblin, and oops, okay, it looks like we'd already gotten everything we needed from that last koblin, but I reacted a little bit too quickly for the game, so we're just going to kill this guy here that I accidentally targeted. And now we're going to run all the way back up here to pretty much those things that are turning right there in the distance that we're running toward. That is what they were referring to as the hammers. Think of them like giant oil rigs. That's pretty much what they are. At least that's what I think they are. What is it? Can't you see I'm busy cleaning the sand clogs from these hammers? Gods, I'd kill for a few bottles of koblin grease right now. Koblin grease. FF14 must have sent you. Thank the gods for both of you. Before long, these tracks will be covered with the estates of Uldan Elite. But the ground is still too loose to build upon. The hammers are pounding to make a solid foundation. Once that's done, then you'll see the structures start to rise. So I'm sorry, they're not what I thought they were. They're just giant hammers that hit the ground. Which I don't quite understand, but okay. The building was planned to stretch even farther, to the heart of the Silver Bazaar even, but it seems the powers that be are being met with some local resistance. I hear some lass named Kikipu, I can't take that name seriously, holds the rights to the bulk of the land there. Stubborn to a fault, that one, a bloody thorn in the side. Okay, so we are now level 10. Woohoo! Okay. So we're gonna go here and we have what's called attribute points. And attribute points, when we click on the little plus sign here, this is the menu that pops up. We can put the points, if you've played any type of RPG, and you should know what an attribute point is. For those that don't know, however, attribute points are used to create one of your statuses. There's strength, dexterity, vitality, intelligence, mind, and piety. Piety helps with mana regen. Mind is for healers. Intellect is for casters like the thaumaturges. Vitality is mainly tanks. Dexterities are for like the roguey types, and strength is for like the major like physical damage dealers. Dexterity is also used for archers too, I'm sorry. I believe the stats that we want to throw our points into is strength, but I'm going to find out real quick, so we will be right back. Alrighty, after asking in the free company and getting a reply back from one of our members, they've informed me that yes, all of the points do need to go in strength for monk. So we're going to toss all 3 in there and call that done. Now, okay, so now that that's all done, we're going to return to Ul'dah and we're going to go see Momodi. So we're going to go take care of all of that. Get the next story quest. Okay. Here we are. Look what the coral dragon. Good to see you, Kupuru. I'd ask what brings you, but I reckon we both know the answer to that already. Well, I have learned. Well, have I ever let you down before? Wait, don't answer that. So, happens I know a fella by the name of Dedanin, who needs a hand. He's a merchant by trade, selling precious stones to those in Ul'dah with the means to buy them. He asked for me to send any looking for work his way. You can find him over in Horizon if you fancy. That's in Western Thanalan, mind you. Just cross the bridge north of Scorpion Crossing and the road will take you there. Knowing the circles he deals in, might be he'll have some talk of the royal family that'll interest you as well. And why not make use of a chocobo porter for the journey to Horizon? If you've the gil for it, that is. You'll find the chocobo stables just across the way from my quicksand. Find Mimi Goon. He'll send you straight. Well, off you go then. I haven't got all day to be holding your bloody hand. Alright. So now we're going to go out to Horizon, which is in the area we were just at, Western Thanalan. And first we're going to go talk to this guy here. Now, whenever you can't use a mount yet, they have several ways you can get around. There's the teleporting, there's the returning, and then there's also chocobo porters. So we're going to learn about that right now. Oh, darn it. Oh, stop. Ah. Oh, don't tell me this is your first time to this stop. I shall update my register with your name so that you may access this location in the future. Pretty much, he is just saying hello and welcome. Okay, so all that he was saying is pretty much that, that you can use that these Blah, I can talk. He was saying that, just kind of a hello, but chocobo porters are used to, are another way to get from one place to another. So we're gonna go and click on chocobo porter. Well, met traveler, might I interest you in chocobo porter? Yes. We want to hire a chocobo porter. And we're gonna click to have him take us to Horizon. That's gonna cost us only 5 gil, it's not a whole lot. And we're gonna click yes. Now, what it says is gonna take a minute to get there. Yeah, it can take about that long. So we're just gonna sit here and enjoy the ride and hopefully, you know, not have anything too bad happen. Okay, and that's the end of that. So we're gonna talk to Dadanen. Kupuru, I presume. Aye, Momodi said to expect you, and so I have. Welcome to Horizon. Ours is a trading settlement that sees goods in from the port of Vesper Bay to the west. In trade we do. Nary a day goes by that Horizon isn't bustling with some manner of merchants and officials. They keep us running about busy. They do. Enough so that I wish I had chocobo legs in place of my own. And that's why I've asked Momodi to send me any souls looking for work. 12 know there's plenty of it to be done around here. Speak to me again when you are ready to make yourself of some use. But I'm ready to, you know, get to work now. Okay, so those are the ones that we want. real quick before we continue on. We're going to go ahead and equip all of this nice stuff that we have. If I can find it all. Got some new pants. Don't have any new shoes. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to return any of the gear that we're not wearing. Except for all of the starter stuff, because that stuff's really cute and I don't have to buy it again. We're just going to return it to our inventory, because there's no point for us to have it in our armory chest. And we actually have another ring we can wear. Alright, so now we're all set. It so happens that I have a situation that must be resolved post-haste, and I do mean post-haste. I'm plumb out of premium product, and my latest order has yet to arrive. If I keep my customers waiting any longer, this could irrevocably damage my reputation. What's worse, I paid my man in advance for his services, despite his assurances that it would be a simple affair. I've heard nothing since he departed for Copperbell Mines days ago. Find a drunken stag and give him this notice. I cannot afford any further delay. So we're back to being the errand girl, which isn't too bad. There actually is some things out here we can actually attack while we're going along, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and attack some of these as we're going along to get us a little bit more experience so we can take care of it all, since they're on the way and all. Okay. There's Drunken Stag. What do you want? Data names product. He can send all the notices he likes, but it won't change a thing. The concern is closed the mines due to some incident in the depths. It's a god's damned shame, too. Lost a decent haul just over yonder during all the chaos. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go help him get back that which he lost, so I'm going to equip those. The product you heard Data Nane going on about is a valuable gemstone known as raw nasashite? I have no idea. I managed to dig up a goodly amount just before the mines were closed off, actually. Packed it up and hauled it out, even. But then them 12 damned koblins came along. Not like any koblins I've seen before, and hungry only for the good rocks. They had eyes for my gemstones, so I had no choice but to oblige. The stone torches had their hands full evacuating the mines, so they ignored the beasts. Even now, they're only concerned with keeping people out. Please, friend, if you're willing to face the koblins, would you bring me my nashashite? I'm totally probably not pronouncing that right, but... oh well, alright. So we're gonna come in here and take care of all this stuff. Okay, and this is the last one that we need to get for this part of the quest, so... just a moment here. And there we go. All done. So we're just going to run out here and turn it in. How did you fare, friend? Did you find the raw nashashite? Beautiful, isn't it? Rarer than many stones and more expensive than most. They say the green is the same as the eyes of Nanasha-ul-Nasha, who once ruled as the Sultana. This should save Dadanan from his troubles, if there's enough left. There's far less here than what I found. I reckon those koblins made a meal of the stuff. Bloody waste. You like a chance to meet to make some money, right? Then I know just how I can repay you for your kindness. Swarms of sun midges have been harassing travelers along the road, connecting Horizon to here. It's gotten so bad that the brass blades have started paying folks to keep the roads clear. If you find it hard to believe that swarms of tiny midges could be so troublesome, then you've never seen a chocobo driven into a frenzy by one. There've already been some terrible accidents. Do your part and slay a few swarms. After that, let Fufulupa know. He'll reward you for your trouble and maybe even offer you more work. So this is just another killing quest, and that's all we're going to be doing is just killing these sun midges from before. So here we go. Okay, now that is completed, we are going to go ahead and go turn this over to Fufulupa, which is another Lalafell. Greetings and salutations, adventurer. To what do I owe this? What? You slain how many swarms of sun midges? You have my sincerest thanks. The brass blades have been struggling to keep them in check, so your assistance is greatly appreciated. Will you be staying in Horizon long? If so, there is much and more you can do to help here. Right. We're on a roll right now. Last letter to Lost Hope. Okay. Pray allow me to enlist your aid, brave adventurer. I would have you ascertain the whereabouts of a missive I sent to Lost Hope the other day. Captain Leofric is stationed there. Ever since he was transferred, we've exchanged letters, but never before has it taken this long to receive a reply, and so I fear that the courier may have met with some misfortune en route. She must have made it to Central Thanalan, or the brass blades that patrol the roads between here and Scorpion Crossing would have seen something, but if she made it as far as Blackbrush Station, she would have surely delivered the letter by now. Lost Hope is practically on its doorstep. I suggest you focus your search on the road to Blackbrush Station in Central Thanalan. With luck, you'll find her quickly. So, all we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and teleport to Blackbrush. Oh, actually, before I forget, before we do that, we're going to attune ourselves to this Aetherite so we can come back here without having to ride on the Chocobo border. And now we're going to go to Blackbrush Station. Okay. So we're just going to run on out here and go down to the area that this quest is saying it's at. So give us just a little bit here while we run along. Okay, so here we are with the person who's supposed to be delivering this letter. A letter? Aye, I've got Fufulupa's missive right here. I wouldn't be delivering it anytime soon, though. Gotta tend to my bird's injured leg first. Even the most minor of cuts can fester if ignored. Fufulupa sent you, right? If this is a pressing matter, why don't you take it the rest of the way? Lost Hope's just past Blackbrush Station to the northeast. Look for the tents by the river. So now you're gonna be running errands a lot for these people. It's the nature of the game. So we're gonna run all the way back over here just to drop off a letter. Okay, so here we are for this guy. Just passing through, or will you be staying a while? I'm here to deliver your letter. Fufulupa sent you all this way because of a late letter? The boy is still far too earnest. Despite my demotion, he continues to call me captain. I suspect he has no idea what it means to be transferred to Lost Hope either. The brass blades don't give a Kikiran's arse about this settlement. No one in Ul'dah does. All here have been forsaken, adventurer. The refugees, their protectors, and you will be too if you're seen associating with us. Thank you for the letter. Now, for your own good, leave. Alright, so we're gonna go and pick up this armor even though we can't wear it just yet. And pick up this next quest. I thought I told you to get out of here. What, looking for a chance to do some good? I guess I can't force you to leave. Damn stubborn adventurers, the lot of you. Fine then, listen well. A band of outlaws has taken up residence at the Quiver and Manse on the ridge to the south. Their leader has styled himself heir to Eoland Quivern, the syndicate member who died in the calamity. The Baron and his cronies are not more than a pack of jackals. They prey on the people of Lost Hope, robbing them of what little they have. I myself cannot act without endangering the refugees, as they know my face and will retaliate against Lost Hope. You, however, are not known to the bandits or their allies. If you wish to help us, then deal with the Baron. So what we're going to go do now is we're going to go kill this guy. So that way... We're not really... Well, yeah, we're going to go kill this guy. And real quick, let me just double check and make sure I'm heading the right direction. And yes, I am. So we're going to head on down here. Can I squeak through here? I think I can. Should be able to go through this way. Oh, nope, that's going to be the wrong way. So, just circle back here. As everything under the sun decides to aggro to me. Okay. So we're just going to kill these guys to get to the leader. Well, that's what happens when you die. So, give me a moment. I'm gonna see if anybody in my freaking company can come out here and, you know, raise me real quick. Alrighty. One of the free company members, Ace, Humora, you see that I'm in a party with them now. They are kind enough to come and give me a hand and raise me since I died. So we're just gonna wait here for him to get over here. Now, he is one of the healer classes known as a scholar, and they heal with the spells, but they also have a fairy that they heal with as well. So, we're gonna... As he stands on me. It's so mean. I don't know what he's waiting on. Oh, there he is. So... Now that we're turning from the dead, unfortunately, because we did have him raise us, we do have a weakness, which means that all of our attributes are lowered by 15%. Oh, come on! Oh, that was uncalled for. Looks like he's gonna give a helping hand just a little bit here, but can't stand this quest. This quest is quite evil. I don't like it right now. And hang on, I'm just gonna get some of these guys out of the way. And because he's here, what's actually happening is that he's a higher level. He's level 40. So what's happening is that because we're in a party and because it's a higher level, we're getting like 2 or 3 of these guys at a time. Even though I just want the one, which isn't a problem at all. And I seriously do not mind the help. Alright, now that that guy's here, I'm gonna go take him on. It looks like he's gonna hang around for a little bit, and hopefully we don't need him to res us again. That is no fun. Okay, so now that that's all done, we're gonna run back over here, and we're gonna go turn this in before I continue killing myself again. Whee! And there you go, there's that mechanic that I mentioned earlier where the game is designed to leave you with 1 point of health, no matter how far you fall. No matter how far you fall. Alright. Okay, so we can turn this in. And it looks like hopefully we'll gain a level from this too, So it is done. Good. I hope that wretch died screaming. Ul'dah is more prosperous than ever, some say. That may be true for the Syndicate, but none of that wealth has trickled down to the small folk. It's all a murmur's farce. One day I refused to play my part. And so I was made to leave the stage. My time has passed. The brass blades of the rose must look to others for guidance. And we leveled again. So, we're going to continue on with the quests. As you may have noticed, I am in no shape to leave Lost Hope right now. So in my stead, I'd like you to return to Horizon and give this dagger to Kupuru. Although it's just an old, ornamental dagger, it belongs with the brass blades of the rose. I should have given it to the boy before I came here. Eat some food. Okay. And now we're going to go back to Horizon and turn it in. So we're just going to teleport right back there. And right now it's not costing us any gil to really teleport around because of one of the perks you get for being subscribed to Final Fantasy for so long. We were given 50 of the Aetheryte tokens, which means we get free teleports until we use them all up. So we're just going to come over here and turn this in. Kupuru, I received word from Captain Leofric the other day. Thank you for delivering the letter for me. Why do you have that dagger? Only a captain of the brass blades of the rose is permitted to possess it. Captain Leofric says I'm to have it. There must be some mistake. He couldn't possibly mean to tell me that. No, of course not. I am not worthy to wield it. Nevertheless, I shall respect the captain's wishes and take the dagger into safekeeping until he comes to reclaim it. And onward we go. The brass blades of the rose have need of your assistance once more, Kupuru. Thaumaturges from the ossuary are presently surveying the footfalls for ancient relics. As the area is rife with wild beasts, the Horizon garrison has been charged with their security, but Captain Baldwin sent only a handful of brass blades. Despite his assurances to the contrary, such a small unit cannot possibly be sufficient to protect our patrons. I would have you offer your assistance to my comrades. Pray, travel to the footfalls and speak with Totoruna. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go travel over here and speak with people. Okay. A bleeding adventurer come to help. I ain't heard nothing from Captain Baldwin about this. He said trusted men only. Any road, we've got this under control. And besides, this operation ain't got nothing to do with Fufulupa. Boy's got a stick up his arse the size of a sabatender. It's no wonder the captain told him to stay at Horizon. Pick up the next one. Hey adventurer, mind running a message to Crescent Cove for us? Captain Baldwin's planning on some festivities for the Thaumaturge, see, and he wants them treated to the finest food and drink. Nothing but the finest for our distinguished guests, eh? Head west and south to the village and tell Raph that he's to deliver a bounty of fresh fish to Horizon for the feast. I love running errands everywhere. It's so much fun. Not really. It's not all that fun. Not all that great. Fresh fish for Captain Baldwin. Of course, we will do our best, madam. Unfortunately, we've had a poor catch in recent days on account of the rough seas. More boats should be returning soon, but I can't promise that their catch will please. But don't worry, my lady, the captain will have his fish, I swear it. Something's not right here. So, we're gonna come over here and pick up the next story quest that our minimap shows. From Marilda? I think that's how you pronounce her name. Pardon me, madam. I know this is sudden, but I have no one else to turn to. Our village has long been a haven for unscrupulous characters. One such band has taken over our tavern. They demand we serve them buzzard thighs, thick shell legs, and scaphite slices, none of which we have in our larders. Could you procure these items for me, adventurer? I have not the skill to harvest them from the creatures. So pretty much this is like a while you wait for the fish, go do this other crap. Pretty much what it amounts to. Okay, and actually, before we continue on with this quest, I just remembered that we need to go back to Ul'dah and do our level 10 pugilist quest. So we're going to teleport there right now to go take care of that. Before I forget again and we continue on with not having a level 10 done at all, which is not fun in the least. Alrighty. Ah, there you are, Kupuru. I see you've been training hard as ever. Aye, your eyes are starting to have the sharpness of a predator about them. Last time you learned the basics of combinations. Today I would have you build on that knowledge. I've set up 5 wooden dummies outside the guild, along the merchant strip. By way of a warm-up, I want you to deal each a solid boot-shine combo. Oh, and don't mind the townsfolk who've gathered to watch. So you have people who will be watching you totally and completely fail, but there's absolutely no pressure whatsoever. Lovely. Okay, now we're gonna run back to the guild. So the wooden dummies have felt your wrath. Good, now we can move on to your lesson. When you first came to us, I taught you that combinations make a pugilist. What you need to know next is that not any hodgepodge of strikes make a combination. There's an order to things, a natural flow from one technique to another. Today I would have you practice one of the most elementary combinations in a pugilist's arsenal. It goes like this. Lead with a swift boot-shine combo. Keep your foe off balance with a true strike, and then bring it home with a blistering snap punch. If you pull this off, you attain a heightened state of awareness called greased lightning. In this state, we pugilists can unleash more combinations more swiftly. Now you'll see some opponents to practice on. The cairn that infests the rat's nest in central Thanalan ought to serve. Hit them with snap punch 3 times, and we'll call it a lesson well learned. So we're gonna go back out to Blackbrush, since it's the quickest way to get to where we're supposed to be going to. Okay. So we gotta go out this way to get to where we need to go for this quest. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna just kind of attack them like we're supposed to. And now we're gonna return to the guild. Now at first, this is a lot of very quick back and forth type stuff. Eventually it gets to where it's a bit longer, it takes you a little bit more time, and you have a higher chance of dying. So, but don't worry, you can always come back. That's not a problem. The dying's frustrating though. Okay, let's see what he has to say. Hey, you've already experienced greased lightning? Crikey, Kupuru, you're a natural at it, just like I was. Not to brag, but I happen to be a veritable storm under greased lightning. I'd treat you to a demonstration here and now, except I'm liable to tear down the entire guild in the process. Master Heyman has a penchant for regaling us with tales of his exploits, but these never amount to a demonstration. His favorite is his victory over the fearsome marauder Whiteaxe, whom he felled with a combination so swift and seamless they say you couldn't see his hands, or so the legend goes. That one never gets old. Our dearest master's humility aside, your progress is truly astounding, Kupuru. If I don't keep on my toes, you're like to surpass me in a matter of moons. Just between you and me, Chuchuto's been in a slump of late. It all began when her closest friend and guildmate suddenly up and disappeared. Rurukuta's the lad's name, and he and Chuchuto joined the guild together. The 2 of them were born to refugees and were orphaned in the calamity. Not long after I was made guildmaster, I found them on the streets, starved near to death. I did what any decent man would. I took them in and clothed them and fed them. When they were strong again, they said they wanted to become pugilists like me, and so I trained them as well. Since then, they've been best friends and rivals both, one helping to raise the other up. Would that we knew what's become of Rurukuta. Rurukuta? That's weird. But we were talking about you, Kupuru. You've proven yourself a worthy member of our guild, training hard and learning fast. To recognize your efforts, I grant you leave to join other guilds. Of course, before you can take up any other discipline, you need to receive permission from the relevant guild master. If combat's your calling, you might like to seek out the gladiators or thaumaturges, but if you prefer an alternative to cracking skulls, Ul'dah is also famous for its weavers, goldsmiths, alchemists, and miners. As your guild master, though, it pleased me most if you placed our art above others, but whatever you choose to do, know that I wish you the best. Okay, that's pretty much saying that you can, now that you're level 10, you can go and do other guilds as well. Okay. And we don't need to pay attention to that guild set just yet because we don't have anything really, so I mean we probably could, but okay. So you can see we're getting a little bit more along with our look now. Getting just a little bit more like a pugilist. Okay. So now that we've taken care of that, we can actually go back and continue on with the quest that we're currently on. I'm not going to worry about picking up anything, any new guilds or, you know, classes right now. So we'll worry about all that later. Alright, so we're going to just teleport back to Horizon. And from Horizon, we're going to go continue on with the compulsory catering quest that we're currently doing. Okay, now we just need one more of those guys. And as you can see, I'm having my camera up at a slight angle as we're going through, simply because of the fact that it's a lot easier to see AoEs on the ground whenever you have your camera up at an angle. Whenever you have it down level with your character, it's a lot harder to see when enemies are doing an ability, whether it's a cone effect or an AoE effect, whatever the case may be. So it's easier just to kind of have it at a bit of an angle, and I prefer to have it at an angle and zoomed out. It just makes it a bit easier for me to play. Don't feel quite so closed in on the character. Okay, now hopefully when we level with this, it won't tell us that we need another to level again to get the next quest. I think somewhere in here it does that and we're short by like a level or two. So let's just hope that doesn't happen here. Just turn in all these. There you go. Bless you, adventure. Bless you. We may yet pass this day without incident. Though I know not what terrors tomorrow may bring, these outlaws do whatever they please, and we have not the strength to stand up to them. The brass blades of Horizon and Vesper Bay see no profit in protecting a poor village like ours. Most of them pretend we do not even exist. Worst of all are those in league with the bandits. And as I said, and as I was afraid, we cannot pick up the next quest until we are level 14. Currently, we are only level 12, so that's going to take some time. So we're going to put on what gear we can right now. Ready. So for right now, we're going to go ahead and call it a day. We're going to go ahead and finish up by, pretty much we're just going to teleport back to Horizon. I know there's more quests in Horizon that we can do, and we'll slowly work our way back out here to this point of the story quest once we hit level 14. So for now, we're going to go ahead and say ta-ta for now. Goodbye, whatever you want to say. So, goodbye for now, and we will see everyone in the next video.